Welcome back, my friends. Today, we are going to listen to the story of how YouTube became the new television. This is not only the story of a website, it is the story of how people changed the way they watch, learn, laugh, and share their lives with the world. Before YouTube became part of everyday life, television was the most powerful screen in the home. In many families, the television sat in the living room like a small window to the outside world. Children sat on the floor. Parents sat on the sofa. The room became quiet when the news began. It became lively when a comedy show played. It became emotional when a sports team scored, or when a movie reached its final scene. The glowing screen shaped evenings, weekends, conversation, and family memories. For many decades, television controlled entertainment. If people wanted news, they watched television. If they wanted movies, music videos, cartoons, sports, or documentaries, they watched television. The sound of television filled the house. With familiar voices, news anchors spoke clearly. Commercials repeated again and again. Crowds cheered during live games. Sitcom audiences laughed at the same moments every week. But television had one very important rule. The viewer had to follow the schedule. If a show started at 8 o'clock, people had to be ready at 8 o'clock. If they missed it, they might not see it again for a long time. The audience did not control the time. The channel controlled the time. The channel decided what would appear, when it would appear, and how long people could watch it. This is very different from the world we know today. Now, a person can open a phone and watch almost anything at any moment. They can pause a video, replay one part, skip forward, search for another topic, or save something for later. But in the old television world, entertainment was much less flexible. Television was powerful, but it was also one way. It spoke to the audience, and the audience listened. A viewer could enjoy a program, but they could not easily join the conversation. They could not leave a comment under the show. They could not publish their own video beside it. They could not build a channel from their bedroom. Most people were only viewers, not creators. This made television feel distant from ordinary people. Only a small number of networks, studios, producers, and advertisers could decide what appeared on the screen. If someone had a funny idea, a song, a lesson, a travel story, or a personal message, it was very hard to reach a large audience. They might record a home video, but there was no simple place to share it with the world. They might be talented, but without a studio or a television company, their talent often stayed local. A singer might perform only for friends. A teacher might teach only in one classroom. A storyteller might tell stories only to a small group. The screen belonged to big media. Then the internet began to grow. At first, the internet did not look ready to challenge television. It was slow, simple, and often frustrating. Many websites were mostly text. Videos were difficult to watch online. A short clip could take a long time to load. The image might be small and blurry. The sound might not match the picture. Sometimes the screen froze, and people had to wait. The internet did not yet feel like a smooth entertainment machine. It felt experimental, unfinished, and sometimes messy. But under that rough surface, something important was changing. People were beginning to feel that they could search for information by themselves. They could write online. They could join forums. They could send messages. They could connect with strangers in other cities and other countries. Slowly, The internet gave ordinary people a new sense of power. That new power created a quiet question. If people could write and share ideas online, why could they not share videos too? This question was simple, but it was powerful because video carries something special. A video can show a face, a voice, a place, a movement, and an emotion. A video can make a stranger feel close. It can teach someone how to cook, fix something, speak a new language, or understand history. It can make people laugh, cry, think, and remember. Television had already proved how powerful video could be, but television kept that power in the hands of a few. The internet was preparing to place that power in the hands of many. This was the world that existed before YouTube became famous. People were ready for a new kind of screen, even if they did not fully know it yet. They wanted choice. They wanted control. They wanted to watch at their own time. They wanted to find videos about their own interests. Not only the programs chosen by a television channel, more importantly, many people wanted to be seen. They wanted a place where an ordinary person could upload a video and reach someone far away. A musician could sing from a bedroom. A teacher could explain a lesson from a small desk. A traveler could show a street in another country. A funny family moment could travel beyond one home. A simple idea could become global. YouTube arrived at the right moment because it gave people something television had never truly given them. It gave them a voice. At first, it did not look like the new television. It looked like a simple website for sharing videos. But behind that simple idea was a major change in culture. Television gave people something to watch. YouTube gave people a chance to participate. It gave ordinary people a digital stage that was open all day and all night. It allowed viewers to become creators, and creators to become the new stars of the internet. This is the first lesson in the story of YouTube. A technology does not change the world only because it is new. It changes the world when it gives people a power they did not have before. Television gave people entertainment, but YouTube gave people control, choice, and a chance to be heard. And soon, that small video sharing website would begin to grow faster than almost anyone expected. YouTube began with a very simple idea. It would be a place where people could upload videos, watch videos, and share videos easily. Today, that sounds normal because online video is everywhere. But at that time, it was not normal at all. Sharing a video on the internet was difficult. Video files were large. Internet connections were slow. Some websites required special software. Sometimes the video would not open. Sometimes it played for a few seconds, then stopped. The picture could be small and blurry. The sound could be weak. A person might record something funny or interesting, but sending that video to friends was not simple. The world had many cameras, many stories, and many moments, but it did not yet have one easy place where those moments could live. When YouTube appeared, it removed much of that difficulty. The idea was clear: upload a video, put it on a page, let other people watch it, let them share the link. This was not as polished as television, but that was part of its power. Television looked professional. YouTube looked real. A video could be filmed in a bedroom, a kitchen, a school, a street, or a small office. The lighting might be poor. The camera might shake. The sound might not be perfect. But the person on the screen felt close. The viewer did not feel like they were watching a distant celebrity through a studio wall. They felt like they were watching another human being speak directly to them. This feeling changed the relationship between video and audience. On television, The viewer was usually far away from the people on the screen. On YouTube, the distance became smaller. A creator could look into a camera and talk like a friend. A viewer could leave a comment. Other viewers could reply. The video became more than a performance. It became the beginning of a conversation. This was something traditional television could not easily do. Television could reach millions, but it could not listen to millions in the same simple way. YouTube could. In the early days, many YouTube videos were short, strange, funny, or personal. Some were simple home videos. Some were music performances. Some were comedy clips. Some were tutorials. Some were moments that would have disappeared if no one had uploaded them. A child laughing. A pet doing something unexpected. A person singing in a small room. A teacher explaining a lesson. A traveler showing a city street. These videos did not always look important at first, but together, they showed a new truth. Ordinary people had stories worth watching. Then came the rise of viral videos. A viral video is a video that spreads very quickly from one person to another. Someone watches it and feels surprised, amused, touched, or shocked. Then they send it to a friend. That friend sends it to someone else. Soon, a small video becomes a global moment. Before YouTube, most small moments stayed small. A funny school moment stayed inside one school. A family video stayed inside one family. A local performance stayed inside one town. YouTube changed that. It allowed a small moment to travel across countries, languages, and cultures. It made the internet feel alive. This unpredictability made YouTube exciting. Television had schedules, channels, and programming teams. YouTube had endless discovery. A viewer could begin with a music video, then find a cooking lesson, then a comedy clip, then a history documentary, then a language lesson, then a video from someone living on the other side of the world. The screen felt open. It did not end when one program ended. It kept offering another door. This endless choice was powerful because it placed control in the hands of the viewer. People did not have to wait for a channel to decide what they should watch. They could search for what they wanted. That search function changed everything. YouTube was not only a place for entertainment, it became a place for learning. A person could search how to fix a sink, how to play guitar, how to cook a dish, how to speak English, how to understand history, how to use a camera, or how to solve a math problem. This made YouTube different from traditional television. Educational television existed, but it was limited by schedule and format. YouTube made learning personal. If the viewer did not understand one part, they could pause. They could replay. They could slow down. They could watch again the next day. For millions of people, YouTube became a free classroom. Creators also began to understand the power of this new system. They did not need to please everyone. They only needed to reach the right audience. A person who loved history could make history videos. A person who loved technology could explain technology. A person who loved makeup, games, fitness, travel, language learning, finance, or cooking could build a channel around that interest. Slowly, creators began to treat YouTube more seriously. They studied titles. They improved thumbnails. They learned editing. They listened to audience feedback. They uploaded regularly. What began as casual video sharing slowly became a new kind of work. This was the beginning of the creator economy. At first, many people did not believe online creators could become real media figures. They thought YouTube was just a place for funny clips and random videos. But the audience saw something else. They saw personality. They saw honesty. They saw useful information. They saw people who spoke directly to their interests. A traditional television show might speak to a general audience, but a YouTube creator could speak to a very specific group. That made viewers feel understood. And when viewers feel understood, they return. This is why YouTube grew beyond its original idea. It was not only a website for uploading videos. It became a new stage for human expression. It gave people a way to teach, entertain, explain, perform, document, and connect. It turned viewers into participants. It turned unknown people into creators. It turned small interests into global communities. The small website that once made video sharing easier was now changing the meaning of video itself. And soon, the biggest change would come. The people who once uploaded simple clips would begin to become stars, not television stars chosen by networks, but internet stars chosen by viewers. YouTube was about to create a new kind of fame. As YouTube grew, a new kind of star began to appear. These were not traditional television stars. They did not always have agents, studios, expensive cameras, or professional lighting. Many began with simple equipment, small rooms, and ordinary ideas. Some sat in bedrooms and talked to a camera. Some played games and recorded their reactions. Some taught lessons from a desk. Some filmed daily life with a small camera in their hand. At first, many people did not take them seriously. They looked too normal. They sounded too casual. They did not seem like the kind of people who would become famous. But that was exactly why viewers connected with them. Television stars often felt distant. They appeared on polished sets, inside carefully produced shows, with teams of writers, directors, makeup artists, editors, and producers behind them. Viewers enjoyed them, but they did not feel easy to reach. YouTube creators felt different. They looked like people you might know. They spoke directly to the camera. They answered comments. They shared mistakes, personal stories, and behind-the-scenes moments. They did not always feel perfect, but they felt close. This closeness became one of YouTube's greatest strengths. People were not only watching videos, they were building relationships with creators. A viewer could return to the same channel every week, or even every day, and feel familiar with the person on the screen. They knew the creator's voice. They knew the style of jokes. They knew the way the creator explained things. They knew the background of the room, the music, the editing rhythm, and the small habits that made the channel feel personal. Slowly, a channel became more than a place for videos. It became a community. This changed fame itself. In the past, fame usually came from large institutions. A television network could make someone famous. A music company could make someone famous. A film studio could make someone famous. YouTube allowed fame to come from the audience. If viewers clicked, watched, commented, shared, and subscribed, a creator could rise without waiting for permission from traditional media. The audience became the gatekeeper. This was a major shift in entertainment history. The new stars of YouTube were powerful because they served specific interests. Television often needed broad programs that could attract millions of different people at once. YouTube did not need that. A creator could make videos for a narrow audience and still succeed. A channel about old cameras could find camera lovers. A channel about ancient history could find history fans. A channel about English listening practice could find learners around the world. A channel about cooking personal finance, science, travel, gaming, beauty, fitness, or storytelling could build a loyal audience that cared deeply about that exact topic. This made YouTube feel more personal than television. The viewer could choose not only what to watch, but who to trust. Some viewers trusted a creator because the creator explained things clearly. Some trusted a creator because they felt honest. Some liked the humor, the energy, the calm voice, or the emotional storytelling. Trust became part of the viewing experience. When viewers trust a creator, they do not only watch one video, they come back for the next one. As creators became more important, they also became more professional. Many early creators began with rough videos, but over time they learned how to improve. They studied audience retention, they tested thumbnails, they wrote stronger titles, they improved sound quality. They learned how to tell stories in a way that kept viewers watching. They learned that the first few seconds mattered. They learned that a good video needed a clear promise, a strong structure, and a satisfying ending. In other words, creators became their own small media companies. This was one of the reasons YouTube began to feel like the new television. People were no longer only turning on a television channel at night. They were opening YouTube and choosing creators they followed. Some people watched YouTube while eating breakfast. Some watched it during lunch breaks. Some watched it in bed before sleeping. Some played long videos in the background while studying, cooking, cleaning, or working. YouTube became part of daily routine, just like television had been for earlier generations. But YouTube did not simply copy television. It changed the experience. Television usually moved from one program to the next according to a schedule. YouTube moved according to interest. A viewer could follow a creator, then discover another creator, then find a documentary, then a tutorial, then a live stream, then a podcast, then a short video. The platform mixed entertainment, education, news, personality, and community inside one place. It became a living library of attention. The rise of creators also changed advertising and business. Brands realized that a trusted creator could influence viewers more directly than a normal commercial. A creator could introduce a product in their own voice. They could explain why they used it. They could speak to an audience that already believed in them. This created new opportunities, but also new responsibilities. Creators had to balance trust and money. If they promoted too much, viewers could lose confidence. If they stayed honest and useful, their relationship with the audience became stronger. This new world also brought pressure. A television star might work inside a large system, but a YouTube creator often had to do many jobs at once. They had to think of ideas, write, film, edit, publish, study analytics, answer comments, and keep improving. They had to compete not only with other creators, but with every other video on the platform. Success could be exciting, but it could also be stressful. The same platform that gave ordinary people a voice also asked them to keep performing. Still, the change was impossible to ignore. YouTube creators had become a new kind of television star. They were chosen not by networks, but by viewers. They were watched not only on computers, but on phones, tablets, and smart TVs. Their videos appeared in homes, schools, offices, buses, kitchens, and bedrooms around the world. Some creators became more familiar to young audiences than traditional celebrities. Some built businesses, teams, courses, brands, and entire careers from their channels. This is the third lesson in YouTube's story. People do not only want polished entertainment, they also want connection. They want voices that feel close. They want stories that match their interests. They want to feel that the person on the screen understands them. YouTube became powerful because it made that connection possible at a global scale. And once creators became the new stars, YouTube was no longer just a video website. It was becoming a new entertainment system, one that could compete directly with television itself. As YouTube creators became more powerful, something even bigger began to happen. YouTube was no longer only a place people visited for short clips, funny moments, or simple tutorials. It was becoming a place where people spent serious time. Viewers were not only watching for a few minutes, they were watching full documentaries, long interviews, podcasts, live streams, music videos, news discussions, educational lessons, and entertainment shows that looked almost like television, but felt more personal. This was a major turning point. In the early days, many people saw YouTube as a smaller screen, something less important than television. Television was still the main symbol of professional entertainment. It had big studios, famous actors, national networks, and expensive productions. YouTube looked younger, cheaper, and less polished. But the habits of viewers were changing quietly. More people began opening YouTube first. They searched for topics they cared about. They followed creators they trusted. They watched videos on their phones during free time, then later watched YouTube on smart TVs in the living room. Slowly, the small internet screen moved onto the biggest screen in the house. This changed the meaning of television. For older generations, television meant channels. For younger generations, television began to mean any video watched on a screen. It did not matter if the video came from a traditional network, a streaming service, or a creator sitting in a small studio. What mattered was attention. If people spent more time watching YouTube than watching traditional channels, then YouTube was no longer just a website. It was becoming the new center of video culture. One reason YouTube grew so strongly was choice. Traditional television had many channels, but YouTube had almost endless options. A viewer could watch a short video for entertainment, then a 1-hour documentary, then a cooking lesson, then a news explanation, then a calm English listening story. The platform did not force everyone into the same schedule. It allowed each person to build a personal television world. One person's YouTube could be full of football and comedy. Another person's YouTube could be full of science, history, and language learning. Another person's YouTube could be full of finance, technology, and podcasts. The platform became different for every viewer. Another reason was convenience. YouTube was available almost everywhere. People could watch on a phone while riding a bus. They could watch on a laptop at a desk. They could watch on a tablet in bed. They could watch on a smart TV with family. This made YouTube more flexible than old television. It followed the viewer, instead of asking the viewer to follow it. The audience no longer had to wait for a show to begin. The show was already there, waiting for the audience. YouTube also became powerful because it learned what each viewer liked. The recommendation system became one of the most important parts of the platform. When a viewer watched one video, YouTube could suggest another video, then another, and another. This made viewing feel smooth and continuous. Sometimes this helped people discover useful and interesting content. A person learning English might find more listening practice. A person interested in history might find a new documentary channel. A person watching technology videos might discover a story about artificial intelligence. The recommendation system helped YouTube become a personal guide through a huge world of video, but this also created new questions. If a platform recommends videos, it can shape what people watch, think about, and believe. This power is not small. Television channels once decided what appeared on the screen, but YouTube's algorithm now helped decide what appeared next. The viewer had more choice than before. But the platform also had influence. This is why YouTube became more than entertainment. It became part of culture, education, politics, business, and daily life. YouTube also changed long-form content. For many years, people believed internet users only wanted short videos, but YouTube showed that people would watch long videos if the topic was interesting and the storytelling was strong. A 1-hour podcast could hold attention. A 40-minute documentary could reach millions. A long English listening video could help learners practice while relaxing. This proved that YouTube was not only a place for quick attention, it could also support deep watching, passive listening, and long sessions, just like television once did. At the same time, YouTube became a home for live events. Creators could stream in real time. Viewers could comment during the stream. Fans could react together. This made YouTube feel alive. Traditional television had live broadcasts, but YouTube made live interaction easier. The audience could speak, ask questions, send messages, and feel part of the moment. Watching became more social. Even when people were alone in their rooms, this shift affected the media industry. Television companies, news organizations, music labels, sports groups, teachers, businesses, and celebrities all began using YouTube seriously. They understood that attention had moved. If they wanted to reach people, especially younger audiences, they had to be on YouTube. The platform that once seemed like a place for random clips had become a necessary part of modern media. For viewers, this change felt natural. They did not wake up one day and decide that YouTube had replaced television. It happened slowly, through habit, one search at a time, one creator at a time. One evening at a time, a person watched a video, then subscribed. They returned the next day. They watched on a phone, then on a TV. They stopped asking, "What is on television tonight?" Instead, they asked, "What should I watch on YouTube?" This is the fourth lesson in YouTube's story. A platform becomes the new television when it becomes part of daily routine. YouTube did not win only because it had videos. It won because it gave viewers control, gave creators opportunity, and gave every interest a place to grow. It turned video from a scheduled broadcast into a personal experience. By this point, YouTube had become much more than a video sharing website. It had become a global entertainment system, a learning platform, a creator economy, a search engine for video, and a new kind of television for the internet age. But the story did not stop there. A new wave was coming: shorts, podcasts, live streams, and artificial intelligence. YouTube was about to change again. As YouTube became the new television, the platform did not stop changing. In fact, one reason YouTube stayed powerful was that it continued to follow the habits of viewers. When people wanted long videos, YouTube supported long videos. When people wanted quick entertainment, YouTube created shorts. When people wanted real-time connection, YouTube supported live streams. When people wanted to listen while cooking, walking, studying, or working, YouTube became a home for podcasts and background listening. The platform kept expanding because the meaning of video itself kept changing. Short videos became one of the biggest changes. For many years, YouTube was known for regular videos, tutorials, music videos, documentaries, and long creator content. But the internet became faster, phones became more important, and people began watching in shorter moments. A person might have only 1 minute while waiting for a bus. They might watch a quick video before class, during a break, or before sleeping. Shorts gave YouTube a way to compete for these small moments of attention. A short video could deliver a joke, a fact, a reaction, a clip, or a surprising idea in seconds. But shorts also changed the pressure on creators. A long video can build slowly. It can tell a story with detail. It can create trust over time. A short must catch attention immediately. The first second matters. The image must be clear. The idea must be fast. The ending must make people want to watch again. Comment? Or move to the next video. This made YouTube feel faster and more competitive. It gave creators new opportunities. But it also made attention feel more fragile. Viewers could swipe away at any moment. At the same time, long videos did not disappear. This is important. Many people thought short content would destroy long content. But YouTube showed something more complex. People want both. They want quick videos when they have little time, and long videos when they want deeper listening. A person may watch shorts during the day, then watch a 40-minute video at night. They may discover a creator through a short clip, then subscribe and watch longer videos later. In this way, shorts became not only entertainment, but also a doorway into bigger channels. Live streams created another kind of experience. A live stream feels different from a recorded video because it happens now. The creator is present. The audience is present. Comments move quickly. People react together. A live video can feel like a digital room where everyone is watching the same moment. This brought YouTube closer to live television, but with more interaction. In old television, viewers could watch a live event, but they could not easily speak back. On YouTube, they can comment, ask questions, join discussions, and feel part of a community. Podcasts also helped YouTube become the new television. Many people do not always watch with their eyes. Sometimes they listen. They play a long conversation while driving, cooking, cleaning, exercising, or resting. This made YouTube more than a visual platform. It became part of daily sound. A creator's voice could follow a listener through the day, almost like radio, but with the choice and search power of the internet. Long interviews, calm discussions, educational stories, and language practice videos became useful because viewers did not need to stare at the screen every second. Then artificial intelligence entered the story. AI is beginning to change how videos are made, translated, recommended, and discovered. Creators can use AI to plan ideas, improve scripts, create images, edit faster, translate subtitles, and understand audience behavior. Viewers can receive better recommendations, better captions, and content that reaches them in different languages. This could make YouTube even more global. A creator in one country may reach viewers in many countries more easily than before. A learner in Canada, Vietnam, India, Brazil, or Germany may listen to the same story and improve their English through the same video. But this future also brings risks. If AI makes video creation easier, the platform may fill with low-quality, repetitive content. Some people may copy ideas, reuse material, or create videos with no real value. This can make viewers tired. It can also create problems for monetization and trust. The future of YouTube will not belong only to people who upload more. It will belong to creators who bring something original, useful, and human. A strong story, a clear voice, careful research, and real value will matter even more. YouTube's future will also depend on trust. Viewers need to know when a video is honest, when a story is researched, and when a creator is adding real meaning. As deepfakes, AI voices, and generated images become more common, creators must be more careful. They must avoid misleading viewers. They must not pretend that fake footage is real. They must not use copyrighted material carelessly. The stronger YouTube becomes, the more responsibility creators have. So, what does it mean to say that YouTube became the new television? It does not mean television disappeared. Traditional television still exists. Streaming services still exist. Movies, sports broadcasts, and professional shows are still important. But YouTube changed the center of attention. It gave viewers control. It gave creators a stage. It made video searchable, personal, interactive, and global. It turned entertainment into a conversation. It turned learning into something available anytime. It turned ordinary people into media voices. The story of YouTube is really the story of a larger change in human communication. For decades, a few powerful companies spoke to millions of viewers. Now, millions of creators can speak to the world. Some will entertain, some will teach, some will inspire, some will make mistakes. But the direction is clear. The screen is no longer controlled by only a few. The screen is now open, and that is the final lesson from YouTube's story. The future of media is not only about technology, it is about participation. People do not only want to watch the world, they want to join it, shape it, explain it, and share their own stories inside it. YouTube became the new television because it understood that simple truth. Thank you for listening to this story. Now, write one simple sentence in the comments. You can write, I learned that YouTube became powerful because it gave people choice, voice, and connection. Keep listening, keep learning, and I will see you in the next story.